Hi. There's a deliberate smug incomprehension over here about statues of Civil War Confederate generals being pulled down in the USA. And the demonstrations and counter-demonstrations revolving around these highly contested events. In reality, it's America still struggling to come to terms with its slave legacy and the continuing racism that blights that country today. But what about here? The ultimate bastion of hypocrisy. Alfua Hirsch wants to see the statue of Nelson and his column demolished because of this national hero helped, through British naval power and personal involvement, to police the Caribbean slave trade, also voting in the House of Lords to keep this inhuman trade. There has been shock, outrage at the very suggestion of it. Absolutely no questioning of the dark past. Students at Oxford University want to remove the statue of arch-imperialist Cecil Rhodes. I'd be personally delighted to see the equestrian statue of Field Marshal Haig in Whitehall, a man who sent hundreds of thousands to death in the battles of World War I to gain a few hundred yards of churned-up mud removed. But it ain't going to happen until we have our long overdue revolution. Statue destruction always accompanies the end of decaying despotic regimes or serious attempts to unship them. But presently, I'm not interested in tumbling down mere statues. We need to dismantle the state and ruling class that erected these monstrosities in the first place. This means here, at the very least, getting rid of the monarchy, aristocracy, landed or otherwise, lords, inherited class privilege, wealth. In short, a revolution. So rather than the justified but unfulfilled desire to pull down statues, monuments erected by our triumphant, uncontested ruling class, let's destroy their power and domination. This cannot be achieved through petitions, debates in Parliament and elsewhere. When we start moving in a revolutionary direction, the statues will come crashing down. But we've never even come to terms with the British Empire, its poisoned legacy. It's still brazenly celebrated and admired by a substantial section of the ruling class and its commentators. At least the Americans are attempting to come to grips with their past and present. We haven't. It's all silence and denial. Incidentally, if the Oxford students are so outraged by the statue of Cecil Rhodes, why don't they just get together and pull it down one night? It's hardly rocket science. As anarchists, we say there's nothing amiss with direct action in such a case. So don't moan, and gripe, and pass resolutions. Just do it. Bye.